that's what I was talking about.
Yo, did you see Black Panther?
Yes.
You saw it?
Did you?
Like,
yeah, I loved it. What are you talking about?
Did you see it?
Well, today Mash is doing a Voxpop with students at Heritage, and we're asking them about the movie and Black History Month.
Let's go.
Let's go. So, hi, and thank you for being here. So, have you seen Black Panther, the movie?
Yes, I have.
Yes. What do you think about it?
It was really good.
Have you seen the movie Black Panther?
Yes.
What do you think about it?
It's pretty lit.
Okay, cool. Nothing else to say?
It's pretty lit.
Have you seen the movie Black Panther?
I have actually.
And what did you think about it?
I thought that it was a really good movie, really inspiring, and I think there should be so many more movies that are like Black Panther that are more uplifting. Like there were no vulgar scenes or like sexual scenes type of thing, so they were like more uplifting for like people, and I think that was really good.
So have you heard about the movie Black Panther that just came out?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it though, and I was talking to my brother about that. He was telling me that when he went in Montreal, because they have a bigger black community, they on the day it came out, basically there's so many people and they're all wearing like dashikis, and he told me it was crazy, and he was really happy to really feel like a community together.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Have you seen the movie Black Panther?
Yes, and I thank you for having me here.
No problem. So what do you think about the movie?
It's definitely an interesting story, and it's one of those moments, one of those firsts for Black people that we've crossed again and we talk about in the last few years. And, you know, all these firsts that African Americans are, you know, crossing out, and this is definitely one of them. It's one of those top moments for African American culture, and, you know, highly anticipated and with reason. I feel like it was a good movie.
Mm-hmm. How important is representation on screen to you?
Very important. Very, very important. Should I elaborate?
Yes, please.
Well, I think it's very, very important because when a child sees himself or sees his people as himself, right? For example, like let's say Latinos, right? Latinos are represented in the media, but as thugs, as gangsters and such, right? When a child sees that, he only imagines that the only thing he can be after in life is a gangster or a thug. So being represented in other aspects or areas in the world, as I don't know, a Latino that's a lawyer, for example, is highly crucial in the development of a child.
Where else in our Canadian society could we see more representation?
More representation in our Canadian society. I think in politics that would be really good. More entertainment, in books, in theater, just so many more things. There should be representation of everybody like that. Everyone can see someone that resembles them out there doing good in life.
Movies and music and arts are a way of, you know, promoting diversity. According to you, how could we, you know, promote diversity, like in other ways?
Other ways?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, education would be number one thing that we can say promoting diversity, because not everyone's gonna listen to the same music or watch the same movies, but education, we all go to school, and it's important that maybe in education systems, with teachers, with classes, that we incorporate this in our history and in our politics maybe too.
Absolutely.
Where else could we see empowerment in our Canadian society?
We could definitely see them in cultural, other cultural productions, like let's say books or shows or anything.
What are other ways to promote diversity? Because we've seen this on screen and music and, you know, everywhere else, but do you have any ideas of how we could promote diversity?
I think like the representation of different cultures in not just music and arts, but also in like politics or more of a social setting are really important, because sometimes it's a bit ignored or overpassed sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. So movies are one way to get representation of Black people, but people of color in general.
Yeah.
What are other ways to kind of promote diversity?
Be like Obama. Like, I mean,
be like Obama.
Yeah, be like Obama. He was president, and he was a black president, and even though he's not like totally black, he's half black, but still people look up to him and say, yeah, he's black. I mean, it's important. Just be a positive influence. You know, don't. You know, that's the thing. That's the thing with like black culture. There's two different sides. There's like drug, money, pussy, and everything. I'm sorry
Yes.
for cursing. And the other side is like, no, we need to like, you know, stand up for our rights. We need to be able to do stuff, you know, for us like to claim what's ours. You know what I mean? Is I don't know how to say it.
No, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, just be a positive influence, I guess. Like, don't be that type of guy. Is like, I don't care about this, that. As long as I have my money, and it's okay. Like, be like Colin Kaepernick last year saying, right? Be like him. He gave up his career to fight for, you know, for our rights as like people.
Yeah. So there's a part where, you know, you have to be selfless and consider.
Yeah, exactly.
If we need more, what would you do to further celebrate Black culture?
I think more festivals, especially in the summertime when it's nice out and all that. I think just arts for the most part.
Alright, so it's Black History Month, so I have to throw in a question about Black people. Do you think Black people are empowered enough in today's Canadian society?
Yeah, I think they're empowered enough, but I don't think they're. I think they have the power. When you ask me that question, the first thing that comes to mind is that yeah, they do have the power to be to do. They do have the power. They have it right there. But when it comes to acting on it, and when it comes to being not only acting on it, when it comes to being judged by the whites or by other cultures, they don't have it as much because then again, they just see them as blacks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, and do you think we should do more as a country to celebrate Black power?
Yes, I think every country should have that idea. I think Canada, we're in a good place, but we obviously have a lot to do. And I think that if we just keep progressing and keep going and doing stuff like movies like Black Panther, then I think we're on the right way.
So it's Black History Month, and I've seen some flyers around the school, you know, about events that are being planned. Do you think Black people in our society are empowered enough? And if not, what can we do to empower Black people?
I think it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too discouraged, but as someone who's trained in sociology, I look at statistics around educational achievement, and I feel like when we look at, for example, percentage of students who graduate from high school, depending on how they're racialized, Black people and Indigenous people in Canada are below the national statistics by quite a significant margin, and I think that points to the need to change how we're teaching and organizing our schools, because not to say that education is the only thing that leads to empowerment, but it's certainly a big place.
All right, thank you so much. That's pretty much it.
Hi Miriam, how are you? C'est moi comment tu vas, Thierry?